But they are asking a lot of him, particularly on the defensive end. Look at this list of most matchups when guarded by Simmons, ranging from Giannis to Zion to Ja Morant. The results are rough this season. He ranks third worst in field goal percentage allowed among 102 players to defend 50 shots. So, Stephen A., the Nets are 1-4. Given what we are seeing from Simmons right now, is it enough for them to have the season that you have predicted they should have?
Not if he's playing the way that he's playing. He's been bad. And while I'm not talking about his shooting, I'm not even talking about his clear fright of getting to the free throw line. I expected him to be a defensive stalwart. I expected him to have an impact on the defensive side of the ball. When you play in defense, you ain't got to worry about shooting. What you got to do is be locked down. You're 6'10", you're mobile, you're athletic, you are a game changer defensively. He had a big-time steal last night against Luka Doncic, then ultimately feeding Kevin Durant the ball for the breakaway dunk, the slam that tied the game and ultimately pushed it into overtime. What I will say, though, is this. I need more from Kevin Durant, too. Kyrie Irving, I got to confess, I am pleased with what I'm seeing from him. I'm not talking about balling. I'm talking about press conferences, answering questions.
He was great right then.
That's right. That's what I'm going to.
Everything you want to hear from him right there.
He's articulating what he's playing. He's not talking about being a leader. Kyrie Irving is being a leader. So Kevin Durant, I got faith in. I'm looking at Kyrie Irving. I believe in him at least for this year because he wants that bag. Ben Simmons, you got to show up and play some defense. The shooting and all that stuff is a different category. There is no excuse for him not to be an elite defensive player.
And Kyrie's been fighting through screens, getting rebounds, and getting blocks, too. But they're 0-3 their last 3 games, and their 2 best players have 210 points.
Yeah.
And it goes back to what I said about making the people around you better. But here's the other thing I want to say about Ben Simmons. The game is so difficult when you can't shoot. It's even more difficult when you have a mental block to not attempt shots. And I'm about to teach everybody something. The shots that he's making, you notice they're on the run, running hooks. Why? Because he has a mental block of shooting the ball. That's a rhythm play where he doesn't have to think. But when he goes to the line, after he does his running with his right hand, he's shooting with his left hand. That's not going to change. And so what I'm telling you is they acquired a guy that they hope to be an all-star level player. When you're not averaging 10 points and you play on the perimeter, he's not an all-star level player anymore. And let me tell you one other thing about the fouls. He is still a great defensive player, but it's different when you're playing up front with KD and Claxton. They're thin. Now he's going against other big guys like Giannis, and Giannis like, you too little.
Well, damn, Jalen, what else you going to come up with next? He got to go to the store to get groceries, and that's a problem, too?
damn. Stephen A., he had other problems last year. It wasn't just the back. He's had issues that we all talked about this. We would never make light of it. And
of course, and we did.
And we can't forget it, right? I mean, we're asking a lot.
Correct.
The Nets are asking a lot of Ben Simmons to be that player in that setting. And it's as hard. It's probably as hard in Brooklyn as it is in Philly or close. He didn't go to some smart. He's not in Oklahoma City toiling in obscurity.
Yeah.
These are big issues that he's got to deal with. And Stephen A., you're demanding something of him that we don't know he's capable of.
Okay. I stand down if we're talking about him scoring.
No, I'm talking about the
problem.
Whole thing.
No,
I'm talking about the whole thing.
You don't have to score. You can't have Luka. When you are that dude, he got my vote for Defensive Player of the Year. I have a vote. He got my vote for Defensive Player of the Year 2 years ago. You cannot have Luka Doncic coming into the house, dropping 41, 14, and 11, and you are nowhere in the vicinity defensively. Come on, y'all.
You know what? He's not the player he was 2 years ago.
Okay.
And here's the thing, Stephen A.
Okay.
I don't know. We don't know if he can get back there.
All right, you're right.
There's incredible pressure on him playing with those 2 guys to play up to a certain level that we haven't seen.
I agree with that offensively. I'm just saying defensively, they're like, yo, defensively, they looking at him to be what they are offensively.
Emotional issues don't categorize themselves by offense and defense and schemes. Can he do what you're asking?
That is not always the truth. It does categorize itself at times, and you know that.
Give me a final word, Jalen.
Here's where scoring is a big deal, Stephen A., because he's an offensive initiator as well.
I agree.
So every time he brings the ball up, his man is sagging in the paint. That's a buzzkill for the offensive players. They threw the ball to KD on the left side one time. It was literally a triangle defensively, and he just shot a low percentage shot.
I agree.
They got